I wonder how many of you actually know that it is currently VE Day 2025, and it is the 80th anniversary, which marks the fall of Nazi occupied Europe and the end of World War II, as it would seem, in 1945. Of course, we still had the Pacific going on with Japan having to surrender several months after, and then also the atomic bombs being dropped to force the surrender of Japan because it seemed like they weren't actually going to surrender at the time. But this is a very important milestone. 80 years since Nazi Germany decided to surrender, and Hitler, whichever way you see it, killed himself in his bunker or fled to Argentina. Whichever way you see it, it was the fall of Nazi Germany, and hallelujah for that. It brought the end of World War II as we see it. Now, I am, as you guys are probably already aware of this because of my videos regarding Anzac Day recently that we had in Australia. I am very patriotic when it comes to history and our war history, especially modern history, but I have been a huge fan of ancient history as well, and looking at how we got here, past civilizations, and also part of me loves human psychology at the same token too. But I think it's very, very important, especially in today's society, that we remember what took place all those years ago. And we don't ever forget, because the youth of today are vastly different to the youth that actually went and fought for our freedom. Now, this is very interesting. Now, there's this very interesting video that is circulating over on X that I saw of a 101-year-old war veteran. This is very, very important. Those men and women that are still alive today, especially the men that fought the Nazis, that fought hate, that stared hate right in the eyes so that you and I could be free. We owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to those servicemen and women. We truly do, especially the men. Damn, we owe them so much, man. And I've always wondered if the men that went and fought all those years ago, if they were to see what society has become today, would they have gone? Major question, right? Would they have still gone if they could see a glimpse of this is what's going to happen if you get on that boat and you go and fight hate, you go and fight the Nazis? This is what you're going to see in the future if this is in fact what you decide to do. Here's how it would look if Nazis win if you don't go, and here's how it would look if you do go and you do fight and you do win. This is what the future of your country, of the UK, is going to look like. And I've always wondered what veterans, what soldiers, whether or not they would have decided to go or stay. Have a watch of this 101-year-old man answering that very question.
No, I think things are different. In fact, to be honest with you, this is not the country I fought for. In my opinion, anyway. You know, things are different, and I don't know what would today. I think if the same thing was to happen today with the younger generation, I don't think they would cope as well as we did.
Things are different now. This is not the country that I fought for. Those are some pretty powerful words, especially coming from a 101-year-old war veteran. 80th anniversary of VE Day, where we're supposed to reflect on what took place all those years ago and the reason why we won. And you have this war veteran, 101 years, man. saying that this country that he's living in at the moment is not the country that he fought for. It's totally different back then. The way the country is at the moment, I doubt that he would have gone. Especially today. If the same thing were to happen today, the young people wouldn't be able to cope. I wonder why that is. Because we're soft. The young people today are very, very soft. And he's right. They've got no respect for authority. They don't care about anything but themselves. They're selfish. There's no commitment whatsoever. Society has changed a lot. And guess what? Society has helped them change. The culture has shifted enormously. And instead of having respect for veterans like this man, they have disrespect. They have contempt. They take things for granted. They don't really care. It's a huge reminder when you have a 101-year-old saying that this is not the country that he fought for, so that the young people could be free. But not only that, could be incredibly ungrateful. It's shocking to me. It really is shocking that not many young people today have the attitude of respect, but more than that, actually want to work hard. That actually stand for something, that actually have real conviction that is good and is going to move society and their life in the right direction. It's amazing to me how much society has changed so much over the years. And this man has seen it all happen. And I can only imagine what was going through his brain, thinking to himself, I fought for this country. This is not the country that I remember. Not the country that I fought for. I can only imagine how he must feel, because he gave his life, the ultimate sacrifice. And then he's come back only to have people destroy it, corrupt individuals destroy it right before his very eyes. You can only imagine his pain. You can only imagine how he would feel. All because politicians are evil, corrupt individuals that only care about themselves. The old saying by, I believe it is an old saying that says, war is just old men talking and young men dying. Ignore the politics. And in today's society, politics is all about corrupt men talking and young people usually suffering. Still, same thing. And now we can't ignore the politics because it's become a war. Not only a culture war, but a war for things that are supposedly right, good. We can't ignore it. And I, for one, won't ignore a hero, because I wouldn't be here if it weren't for these men. So thank you. I know that's not enough, this 101-year-old, but at least I can do a little bit because he gave a lot. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care. You be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.